ever spent time meticulously crafting an email or perhaps a presentation only for the recipient to completely miss your main point? Or perhaps you've been in a conversation with a colleague where you felt you were speaking really clearly, putting your points across, and yet they reacted like you were speaking a different language. If so, you have been stuck in what we would call the communication maze. The biggest cause of friction, stress, and inefficiency in our personal and professional lives isn't usually incompetence or ill will. It's more often than not a failure to align with the other person's behavioural or communication preferences. We often communicate in a way that we naturally prefer to send and receive information, and we unconsciously expect everyone else to operate the same way. And when they don't respond with that pace and detail or enthusiasm that we use, we might mistakenly conclude that they're perhaps being difficult or they're just not interested. But here's the truth. The reality is that every single person has a uniquely, deeply ingrained way of thinking, acting, and communicating. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. That's the course concept we're going to explore. But what happens when things go wrong? Poor communication is often the primary culprit when a conversation derails or a project fails. Though quantifying the exact percentage that communication is responsible for can be difficult and can be very context dependent, estimates in business and project management frequently place the impact of communication failures at 50% or more of all project setbacks and relational breakdowns. So, misunderstandings regarding lack of clarity regarding the expectations or roles, not fully understanding roles, unaddressed conflicts, inadequate information. These all contribute significantly to a negative outcome. And yes, there are other factors like technical errors, lack of resources, unforeseen external circumstances. They certainly can play a role in project breakdowns and miscommunications. But if effective communication is in place, it can often mitigate some of the risks and ensure that any risks are actually identified early and they're managed properly. So ultimately, a large majority of relationship breakdowns, miscommunications, projects failing can be traceable back to ineffective communication. Putting it simply, the real problem is that vast, frustrating gap between the message we send, the intention, and the result that we get, the impact.